This is a brief introduction to mindful movement practice. In mindful movement, we bring awareness to the breath, movement, posture, thoughts and emotions. For this practice, you'll need comfortable clothes that doesn't restrict your movements and enough space to do the movements, as well as yoga mat or carpeted floor. As much as possible, remember to breathe diaphragmatically and through the nose. And you may work with the eyes open sometimes and closed at other times, experimenting with the level of concentration you can achieve. It's important in doing this practice not to think of it as a sort of competition with yourself or with anybody else, but perhaps reminding yourself of the intention to honor your body and its limits. So refraining from anything that does not seem to be appropriate for you at this time. Allowing your own sensitivity to your body to override my indications of how long to hold any position we may be doing. Making this practice occasion to develop sensitivity to your body, being aware of the limits and to dwell at the movement's boundaries long enough to experience them, but it's just as important not to push beyond. You will soon notice with regular practice that these boundaries are changing and dissolving by themselves. And possibly not striving to achieve any particular results from this exercise, being aware of relaxation if it comes, but not expecting neither grasping for it. Instead, seeing if it's possible to bring intention of curiosity and kindness towards all experiences you will encounter, paying full attention to exactly how your body is feeling in each moment. And if the movements and stretches are producing these sensations of tingling, pulling, stretching, burning, radiating, penetrating, or anything else, just feel what it is. Try to really notice what you're feeling as clearly as possible. Where is it? And what qualities does it have? Maybe checking if mind is reacting to it or responding to it. And if you find yourself unable to do a particular posture, then please feel free to skip it. You can consider not doing the posture as another variation of the posture, making it part of the exercise. A posture of not doing a pose in which you lie down or stand still, allowing yourself to feel and acknowledge what's coming from the body and mind at this moment. And in this light, anything you do or don't do is part of the mindful movement experience if you bring awareness to it. So now, lying on your back, letting your feet fall away from each other, with your arms lying by the side of your body, with the palms facing up if that feels comfortable, and feeling the points of contact where your body meets the floor or mat underneath you. Just directing attention so it receives sensations from heels, calves, buttocks, your back and shoulders, back of the head, and now seeing whether you can focus your attention on sensations of breathing and maybe directing it down in the lower abdomen, down in the belly. Maybe feeling rising of the abdomen on the in-breath and falling away on the out-breath. And then, when you're ready on an in-breath, lifting the arms so the hands come up above your head and end up stretched above your head, and doing this move very slowly, just feeling the hands all the way until they're stretched above your head, and stretching out as far as the fingers will go, and also allowing the heels stretching out in the other direction, so your entire body is stretched here and you are aware of the sensations of this stretch. And just continue to breathe and noticing the sensations all the way down the arms and the armpits and the trunk and the legs as your fingers are stretched out above your head and the heels are stretched out in the other direction. And as you breathe, maybe noticing if there are any changes in the sensations. And then on the out breath, just letting the arms slowly and mindfully come back down so that you are in touch with them all the way, even though your eyes are closed. Just feeling your arms and at a certain point experiencing them making contact with the floor. Noticing the consequences of having done that stretch. And just coming back to your belly and to the flow of your breathing. And now let's bend both the knees so that the feet will be flat on the floor and spread approximately a foot apart. And the knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Your arms are still relaxed alongside your body. And we'll do a series of pelvic tilts by first contracting your belly and just lifting the tailbone slightly off the floor and pushing the base of the spine and the lower back down into the floor. And then tilting the pelvis the other way so that you make a space between the floor and your back. And there's a little archway there that you can test by putting your hand underneath. And once again tilting the pelvis the other way so that you're pushing down on the hand and just the tailbone is slightly coming up off the floor. And just gently rocking back and forth, just tilting the pelvis back and forth. And just doing this at your own pace as you breathe naturally. And then when you're ready, coming to rest and drawing the knees right up towards the chest and wrapping both arms around your shins. So drawing the knees up towards your chest and squeezing them gently. And in this stretch you might rock gently from side to side to massage the muscles on either side of your spine. And if you would like to add this to your stretch, you can experiment with bringing your head and shoulders off the mat so that you are rocking gently here with the head towards the knees. And then when you're ready, coming to rest, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat, letting go of the thighs and letting the legs stretch out again. And tuning into the sensations in the body, the after effects of doing these stretches. And now lifting up the left knee, stretching out the other leg on the floor and reaching out with your arms and holding onto the left thigh or shin bone and squeezing the knee towards the chest. And then perhaps lifting up the head and shoulders and seeing where you wind up and continuing to breathe and noticing the effects of these stretches on your breathing. And then when you're ready, lowering the head and shoulders back onto the mat and letting the left leg stretch out back onto the mat. And again noticing the after effects of this stretch and perhaps the difference between one side of the body and the other. The difference between sensations in one leg and the other. And now when you're ready, lifting the right knee and again reaching out with your hands and arms, moving your arms around the thigh or shin bone of right leg and squeezing it up towards the chest, gently squeezing it, not forcing it in any way, just moving up to the edge of this stretch and not trying to move beyond it. Just letting go of all that sense of wanting things to be a certain way. And if you wish so, bringing up your head and shoulders towards the knee. And when you're ready, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat and letting the leg stretch out again, back in the starting position, lying on your back with your hands at your sides and the legs stretch out with the feet falling away from each other, and bringing attention to breathing. What sensations are here in this moment? And as best as you can, allowing yourself to be just as you are. Allowing your body to be just as it is. And now when you're ready, drawing up the knees again towards the ceiling, but this time sliding the feet a little bit further towards the buttocks than we did before, and a little bit further apart. Also moving the hands above the head and letting them rest there. And then pushing off with your feet so that your buttocks and your lower back come off the ground, off the floor, to make a half bridge pose. So your body is simply resting on the bottom of your feet and on your shoulders. And in this position there's lots of space to breathe. So breathing down into the abdomen, noticing these sensations, particularly in your thighs, deciding to lower your body when it feels right to do so, honoring the wisdom of your body. And when you feel ready, letting your body come down back onto the mat, stretching out the legs and bringing the arms to rest by the side of your body. And in this posture, just noticing the after effects of that stretch, tuning into those sensations. And drawing the knees right up towards the chest and wrapping both arms around your shins. And in this stretch you might rock gently from side to side to massage the muscles on either side of your spine. And if you would like to add this to your stretch, you can experiment with bringing your head and shoulders off the mat so that you are rocking gently here with the head towards the knees. And then when you're ready, coming to rest, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat, letting go of the thighs and letting the legs stretch out again, and tuning into the sensations in the body, the after effects of doing these stretches. And now when you're ready, drawing up the knees once again so that they are pointed towards the ceiling, but this time keeping the legs and the feet together so they are touching each other, and bringing the hands up behind the head and lacing the fingers together so that your head is resting on your fingers. And we are going to do a twist stretch. So tightening up the abdominal muscles and letting the knees fall gently over the left hand side, so that the left knee is coming down very slowly towards the floor. And the right knee may come with it all the way or may just hang there. And as you breathe, moving your head in the other direction so that your eyes are looking out over your right elbow. When you're ready, bringing the knees back up into the central position. and tightening up the abdominal muscles as you let the knees gently fall towards the right hand side of the body. And as you do so, turning your head to the left side, so your eyes are looking out over your left elbow, and just feeling the stretch. And when you're ready, drawing the knees back up so that the feet are flat on the ground, and turning your head back to the midline so that you are staring at the ceiling. And as best you can, remaining open to whatever sensations are here in this moment, allowing them to be just as they are. And now when you're ready, lifting the left leg so that it moves up into the air and winds up, pointing towards the ceiling, or wherever it winds up is fine. That's where it's supposed to be right now. And when it gets into the air, feeling the effects of that and noticing if any other parts of the body are involved. Noticing if the hands or the arms have tensed up, or if the face is tensed up. And if they are, just letting them relax if you can, because they are not involved in this movement. The left leg is able to work in this way by itself. And then moving the left foot around as if you had a paintbrush on your toe and redrawing circles on the ceiling, first in one direction and then in the other direction. And if you want to intensify the stretch slightly, you can reach out with your arms, placing them behind your thighs and gently pulling the leg further upright, but not forcing anything to happen. And if you'd like, moving the head and the shoulders off the mat towards the knee. But if you don't, that's also fine, just remaining here with the head and shoulders on the mat. And then when you're ready, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat and letting the leg stretch out again. And it may take several breaths for the leg to come down, as if it was a crane lowering a very heavy but delicate weight. Very slowly, just noticing when it does reach the floor and the wave of relief, and letting the right leg stretch out again, and lying here, noticing the after effects of that stretch. And when you're ready, sliding the feet up towards the buttocks so that you end up with the knees pointing towards the ceiling, with the feet placed about the hips width apart. And when you're ready, lifting the right leg up into the air as far as it will come, but not pushing beyond any limits, just allowing your body to be just as it is. And then moving the foot first in one direction and now in the other direction. And if you want to intensify this stretch, then reaching up and holding the thigh, easing the leg further up into the vertical. And if you want to, letting your head and shoulders come off the ground and face your knee, breathing and tuning into the sensations. And then when you're ready, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat. And then when you're ready, with the small of the back against the mat and tightening your abdominal muscles, slightly begin very slowly lowering the right leg, taking several breaths as it slowly comes down towards the mat. And when it reaches the floor, perhaps noticing the wave of relief as the floor takes over the work of holding up your leg and letting the leg stretch out again. And just lying here, breathing. Maybe noticing the thoughts which flies through your mind. And the content of them may be telling you what you should be doing, what you need to do next, maybe about the future or about the past. And whatever they are, just letting them come and go without being particularly disturbed or distracted by them. In fact, giving them no energy at all, and instead just focusing on your experience of the present and the fact that you're here now lying on the floor and nourishing yourself in this way, contributing to strengthening your body, freeing yourself from tension and stress, and developing a sense of your own capacity to control your health to some extent and to direct your life and improve the quality of your health and well-being. And drawing the knees right up towards the chest and wrapping both arms around your shins. So drawing the knees up towards your chest and squeezing them gently. And in this stretch you might rock gently from side to side to massage the muscles on either side of your spine. And then when you're ready, coming to rest, moving the head and shoulders back down onto the mat, letting go of the thighs and letting the legs stretch out again, and tuning into the sensations in the body, the after effects of doing these stretches. And now when you're ready, see about rolling over and coming up onto all fours, so your hands and the knees. So in this position, the hands and the palms are directly underneath your shoulders, and your knees about a hip's width apart are directly underneath your hips, with your back straight, and remaining here and breathing for a few moments. So we are going to do some cat and cow stretches. So on an out breath, let the back come up as if you are a cat arching its back, and letting your head come down between your arms, really giving your back a good stretch. And then on the in-breath, letting the head come up and the back comes down, so the abdomen and the belly are hanging closer to the ground like a cow. And then on the out-breath, again moving up into another cat stretch, arching the back, and the head comes down between the arms. And then on the in-breath, letting the back come down again into the cow stretch. And now, in your own time, just slowly moving the weight towards your feet. So keeping your palms and knees in touch with the floor, and slowly sitting with your buttocks on the feet, and with your upper torso getting closer to your thighs. So lowering down the torso, and if possible allowing the head to touch and be supported by the floor with your forehead, or supporting the forehead with your palms if that feels right for you. Maybe allowing the body to relax and sink into the mat with the help of gravity. And now coming back down into the table posture. And from this posture, stretching out the left leg behind you. And as you do so, think whether you can also stretch out the right arm in front of you. So the left leg stretches behind and the right arm stretches in front of you. And then, when you're ready, bringing down the leg and bringing down the hand. And maybe do cat stretch again before we move on to the next side. And this time stretching out the right leg behind you and seeing if it's possible to stretch out the left arm in front of you. And just experiencing how the body tries to balance in this posture. And then bringing your leg and arm down. And now, in your own time, just slowly moving the weight towards your feet. So keeping your palms and knees in touch with the floor and slowly sitting with your buttocks on the feet and with your upper torso getting closer to your thighs. So lowering down the torso and, if possible, allowing the head to touch and be supported by the floor with your forehead. Or supporting the forehead with your palms if that feels right for you. And going back to lying down on your mat. And now when you're ready, turning over onto the left side of your body and propping up your head on your left hand. And your right hand can be placed in front of your body to act as an extra support next to your belly. And as you lie here on your left hand side, now lifting the right leg up as far as it wants to go. And noticing how this is working the muscles on the side of your right thigh. And if there are any intense sensations there, seeing what happens as you breathe into this region. And maybe asking yourself whether you are able to maintain this posture even if those sensations are quite intense. And when you're ready, just very gradually lowering the leg back down onto the left leg. And now seeing about turning over onto your right side. Your head is propped up on your right hand. And your left hand is now in front of the body, giving you some extra support and stability. And then when you're ready, lifting the left leg up and holding it there. And noticing the sensations now in the left thigh, breathing into them, allowing them to be just as they are. And when you're ready, bringing the left leg very slowly back down towards the right leg. And now moving to standing posture. So standing with your feet parallel to each other and being placed directly below the hips, so approximately 1 foot distance between the feet. Maybe straightening your legs. Standing up tall and looking straight ahead, with your palms beneath the shoulders and back and neck straight and aligned but not tense. And dropping your tailbone toward your heels slightly, so to lengthen your lower back, and lifting and broadening your chest by drawing your shoulders back and your shoulder blades down. And lifting up the neck through the crown of your head. And just taking some time to feel the contact with the floor and the weight supported by the feet. Maybe bringing attention to your legs, pelvis, abdomen, chest, back and shoulders. Just notice all the sensations and breathe with them. And now having feet about a leg distance from each other and rotating your left foot on the heel so the feet are now perpendicular to each other. So legs stay straight and you can now extend your arms, lifting them so they become perpendicular to the floor, and maybe checking how your body feels in this posture. And now you slowly lean entire upper torso to your left side, over the left hip. But before going down, lengthening first the left side of your body in direction of the wall, and only then going down. So you might support yourself by placing left palm on the left thigh or left shin, or going all the way down and placing the palm on the floor or ankle, and having your right hand stretching to the ceiling as you'd want to reach out for something. And while doing so, lengthening and feeling stretching of sides of the body, as well as sensations in legs, and staying and experiencing your body in this posture for a couple of breaths. Maybe checking how sensations are changing with breathing. So now, very slowly coming back to the standing posture, having your arms still outstretched, extended to your sides. And now let's prepare to do the same exercise on the other leg. So rotating your right foot on the right heel, so the feet are now again perpendicular to each other, and having your legs straight and just slowly leaning entire upper torso to your right side, over the right hip. And before going down, lengthening first to the right side and only then going down. And you might support yourself by placing your right palm on the right thigh or right shin, or going all the way down and placing the palm on the floor or the ankle. And having your left hand stretching to the ceiling as you'd want to reach out for something. And if possible, trying to keep the back straight, so you don't overlean too much on one of the sides, and maybe refraining from going further down, and feeling stretching sides of your body, sensations in legs, in your abdomen. And in your own time, going back to the standing posture and having the feet close to each other, underneath your hips. And maybe closing the eyes and feeling consequences of having done that exercise. And now we practice exercising our balance, so going into the tree posture. So allow your gaze to focus at steady point in front of you. And let's begin by directing our attention to the feet and assessing how the weight is distributed. So maybe very slowly moving the center of your body to the left and to the right, moving front and back. And now, with open eyes, just start very slowly to move your weight to your left leg. So give yourself time to stabilize and experience how the body tries to balance and adjust to increased weight put on one leg. And you can try lift the heel, so the weight of your body is supported on your left foot and only toes of right foot touch the ground. And And you may place your heel at inner side of left ankle if that's helpful. And now see if you can very gently, very slowly start raising your right leg. So entire weight of your body is supported by left leg, and you can slide bottom of your right foot along the inner side of your left leg, and also helping yourself with right hand if needed. And you might stop and placing the bottom of your foot on the shin or on the thigh, but not on the knee joint to avoid forcing this precious joint. And you may join your palms in prayer gesture close to your chest, feeling the body and breathing in this posture, using breathing to anchor yourself in this position. And now on the in-breath, you may start raising your hands above the head with palms joined. And now slowly coming back to standing posture, allowing your feet to touch the floor again and allowing your hand to gently fall down, feeling all the sensations accompanied with this movement. And you may close your eyes and feel for a moment after effects of doing this exercise. And then opening them and preparing yourself to repeat this exercise with your right leg. So just very slowly, very attentively, moving your weight to your right foot. So having your left foot still on the ground and just very slowly shifting the weight to your right foot. And if you feel so, just allowing your heel to leave the floor, so your weight is supported only by your right foot and toes in your left foot. So you may place your heel at inner side of right ankle if that's helpful. And now see if you can very gently, very slowly start raising your left leg. So entire weight of your body is supported by your right leg. And you can slide bottom of your left foot along the inner side of your right leg and helping yourself with your left hand if needed. And you may stop placing the bottom of your feet on the shin or on the thigh, but avoiding forcing the knee joint. And again you may join your palms in prayer gesture close to your chest and just see if that's helpful for you to maintain the balance. So again feeling the body and the breathing in this posture. And now on the in-breath, you may again start very slowly raising your hands above the head with palms joined. And now again very slowly coming back to standing posture, allowing your foot to touch the floor again and allowing your hand to fall down and feeling all the sensations during this movement. And now start lifting your arms slowly from your sides, so you are drawing a circle starting from sides of your body and stopping at the point when your arms are stretched above your head. And allow your body to stretch along this line, as if you'd like to grow taller. Feeling the stretch in your torso, neck and back area, and in shoulders, arms and fingers. And then when you're ready, having your arms straight, start bending your upper torso along the line of the hips. So very slowly your upper body is getting closer to the ground. And doing this move very slowly and attentively until your upper body becomes parallel to the ground and perpendicular to the line of your legs. And while doing so, try paying attention so the arms, neck and back area are formed in the straight line. And allow yourself to stretch once again and just see how you experience breathing in this posture. And then allow the upper torso falling down further, just very slowly and gently until you can touch the floor or ankles or shin. Allowing the head to fall and relaxing the neck if that's possible. And while doing so, being aware of your limits and bending legs in your knees to alleviate stretching in your back, taking responsibility for your health and level of fatigue you want to deal with at this moment. And then very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start lifting the upper torso in a way that you start with your lower back and then the middle and the upper part until you reach the standing posture. And then in the final few moments of this practice, breathing in, relaxing and coming back to lying flat on your back, on the mat. Lying with your hands by your sides, feet stretched out, just lying here and breathing. Having a sense of coming home to your body, allowing your body to be just as it is, simply lying here, breathing. And bringing the sense of acceptance and wholeness with you as you end up this practice and resume the activities of your day, as your life continues to unfold from moment to moment.